Yep, I did it again. Keep doing that. I don't know. It's two weeks in a row now. I keep forgetting to put me in. Anyway, what's going on? It is Tuesday. If you know what Tuesday is, it means another episode of Comic Relief, where we talk about triggering and edgy topics without reserve. And you know what? And we also talk about the shenanigans in the community, because, you know, if nobody's going to do it, we got to do it. And ain't no other show like Comic Relief in this community. So speaking of Comic Relief, why don't we just get into it? Yes, sir.
What's up,
What's
brother?
going on, man?
What's happening?
What's good, Paul? How you feeling, brother?
Good, good. I thought I was going to have some technical difficulties, but I guess we're good.
You know, not for nothing, man. I was thinking the same thing, because as I was setting up the show, the computer was lagging, you know, because we also got that storm over here as well. So I'm thinking like, here we go. I'm going to be lagging today. I'm going to be on some like Sove shit. Yo, shout out to Sove.
What up, Sove?
What up, Sove?
He actually got the snow today. It looked like
he was heavy with
rain
it.
and
Did I
wind.
go live? I know he tagged me. I saw that.
I think he was assuming I wasn't working because of the snow, but I still all we had was rain, so I was working.
Yeah, to
I'll
bring
catch
your
you
ass
next
to work. That's what's up, man. So as you already know, the show Comic Relief, we got a lot of people here hanging out with us in the chat. I'm excited today. We also got John in the building. You know what? Why don't we just bring this man in? He goes by John Comic with, I don't know. It used to be Kids. I don't know what's going on. Let's get some clarification on what's going on. Where is John? John, are you in the building, John?
Ah, man. Yeah, I mean, teens, it sounds like I'm going to get in trouble with my school district.
Okay, I thought about that. It came into my head. I was like, you know, we got this whole pedal thing going on.
It would probably be more accurate to my household.
Right. And it's like those who know, you know, but those who don't might be like, hey,
yeah,
buddy. And then you'll be like, no, they're my kids. Whoa. Hey, that's even worse.
Yeah, it's nobody else's teens.
Nobody else's teens.
Sadly, they're my teenagers.
These are my teenagers, you know? So shout out to John. What's going on, bro? Thanks for stopping in, man.
And I got more Morb
I
swag
see it,
here.
Man. The Daredevil Virgin.
Nice.
When you put this on a shirt, I was like, I am getting this. In fact,
hell yeah, man.
I own 2 copies of this. One is in my collection and one's in my daughter's collection. She saw this book and it was in a dollar bin and she's like, I am buying.
Nice. That's what's up, man. Shout out to Crash, man, who does all my artwork, all my graphic design. He's on my logo, my thumbnails. His brother does all those t-shirts you see. Crash does all of that. And we got more shirts coming through. And real quick, got to pat myself on the back. We were the first ones doing the Virgin Silver Age and Bronze Age covers. Okay. I see people out there doing them now. Salute to y'all, but we're the first ones. Okay. 2 years ago. Go look it up. But now, shout out to everybody in the building. First of all, let's get our drinks. Real quick, I gotta give, I don't know if y'all can see it because now I got like my name there, all this dumb shit here in the way. But I got Vader the Waiter. You know, if y'all know from my first 2 YouTube videos I did, I had Vader the Waiter in the video hanging out with me. He was my drinks. So I had to bring Vader the Waiter out. Salute to you, brother. You know, it was just a throwback. He was hanging out here. I was like, you know what? Come through, Vader. Chill out. So salute to everybody in the chat. Salute to the people in the building. And let's get this show started. Let's see who's in the
I'm always the only one slumming with beer. Everybody else is fine.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with a little malt liquor.
I'm too old. I drink beer. I go to sleep.
Exactly.
I'll fall asleep before my own stream later.
You know, that is so funny, man. You know, whenever it's weird, like I see on the weekends, you know, it's like early, it's like 8 o'clock and you're already yawning. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why am I fucking getting tired? You know what to pick me up? Hey, let me grab a couple shots.
There you go.
Next thing you know, I'm fired up. It's fucking 11:30. I'm all in the fucking you know.
Yes, hey, Perry, I am a hypocrite, and if you stick around, you'll find out why.
There you go. What's going on, Perry? Appreciate you stopping in. Of course, we got the man with the longest handle in the IG, Big Steve. What's going on, brother? And of course, we got another family in the build. Coco, what's going on, man? Appreciate you. And of course, we got another brother, Leroy. What's going on, man?
What's up, Leroy?
Love the family, man. They always come through, represent. Big Sove in the building, of course. And we got Big Daddy John. What's going on? Another great gentleman in the community. Please go follow him.
I'm so jealous. He had a huge crew. He had a crew hanging out. Big John did.
Yes, I saw that.
That looked like I wish I could have been there. That looked amazing.
Yeah, that was a big.
I guess I'm a Rhode Island guy. I guess my invitation got lost in the mail. I don't know.
Shots fired.
Just saying, John.
Shout out to Unruly Syrian who's in the building as well. I guess that's pretty much covered up the chat right there. So yeah, man, let's just jump right into this. And this whole topic actually was brought together by John himself, who hit me and Paul just a few days ago. And John, take it away. Started, All
right, so I went into my shop a couple weeks ago or a week ago, and I was looking through new books, and they had this little cardboard box on the side of like toys that they had recently got as part of a collection. They got all these books, and there were some toys. None of them were in their boxes, and I was looking through. I was like, "Sweet, there's a ton of X-Men. I'm gonna give you some Bishop."
Ooh,
heck yeah! They got a Bishop. I'm gonna look at the size of the gun. It's like a Liefeld size gun. I was like, "Yeah." They have
pure 90s.
I've never seen a Forge action figure. They got
snap! That's dope. I remember
Forge
that.
is like a quick draw. He's like, "Yeah."
There you go.
So I was like,
"That line was cool."
They got Nightcrawler with the like bendable tail.
Nice. Hey, that reminds me of the Zap. Y'all seen the Zap post? Zap Comics?
No.
They have those figures. They're selling those. They actually got a whole lot of them came in. It's
nice.
funny you pull that out. The whole fucking lot of those today.
I got a tiny Apocalypse to go with my giant Apocalypse going over here.
Yeah, I've been looking for that Build-A-Fig.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm in there and I'm grabbing all these figures. I'm skipping there's obviously a ton of Wolverines. I'm like, yeah, I've seen the Wolverines ones. Yeah. I'm getting the ones I hadn't seen.
Right.
And this guy in the back says, he's like, oh, they're not on in the box. They're not like wrapped in the packaging anymore. And I was like, oh shit. Like Morb, Paul.
Yeah.
Is collecting a comic in slab the same as a toy still in the box? My brain melted. I was like, whoa. And I instantly sent you both the same question. And I was like, I gotta hear what these guys think about this concept, because I ran through my head, and every time I went through it, I was like, no, there's another layer to this. There's another way to think about this. There's more pieces here. Yes. And I even posted for anybody who follows me on my Instagram or my YouTube, sorry, there's a poll. And you can mark your choices. Yeah, it's very much the same. No, it's not the same. Or why are you doing this in a YouTube poll? You should be doing a show with Morb to talk about it. Like that's. So I'm curious to hear your thoughts on it. I wanted to highlight the fact that the reason I'm a hypocrite, I have not a single toy in a package. All the toys I own are raw dog. I'm raw dog every single toy. Nothing in a package.
Okay.
I have but I'm a hypocrite because I got comics in slabs.
In slabs, right?
So, am I a hypocrite? That's what this chat's gonna help me decide.
Well, then I guess I can say in a sense I am a hypocrite only because I don't own slabs, but I do have a few toys that are in the box still. But to my excuse is that I just don't have nowhere to put them. That's why I haven't pulled them out of the box.
Sure.
But they stay in the box not because of value-wise, it's because I just don't have nowhere to put them. If I pull it out, now I got a box because I keep the box.
Oh, you keep the boxes?
Well, I keep the boxes to all the, like all my Transformers. I still have all the boxes. I keep that. It's just more nostalgia. Right. Because it's super cool when you take the toy, put it back in the box, and then you open it and take it back out. Like it's like
taking your Lego apart and
right, exactly. It put it back together. It's almost like that first time you got it. It was like, oh man, this is awesome.
I didn't think about that. That's funny.
That's how I get excited for when I put it in the box and take it back out. It reminds me of when I was a kid. So, but I do have toys. In my closet, I don't have them out. Obviously, the ones I have out all loose. Guys, y'all see my stuff. All my GI Joes, everything is all loose. Nothing is.
I had so many of those Joes when I was a kid, man. I was
everything is loose. No, not one GI Joe or Transformer or Voltron or whatever is in a box. It's just the ones that I have in storage, only because I have it. So there you go. Here we go. Pull them toys out.
Great OG figure. I like that.
But conversely, Well, let me see if I can reach him from here. I'm probably gonna have an avalanche. So
is Paul a hypocrite too? Are you about to
prepared?
I think
I have a reason. So I've been buying this line of toys.
Yeah, we got to
leave them on the card, but the card art itself is almost like
you don't want to fuck it up.
I can't rip this over. I just display them like this. If this was just like generic packaging, you know, I probably would have opened them. So I do have like 12 of.
So does that mean a slab with like a specialized label where you got artwork on it is now the same as
that equivalence, right?
That's because that went through my head too. I thought about that shit too. Where I was like, okay, if it's just a generic label, that's one thing. But if the logo now has like Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man on it and it's an ASM 300, is that?
Oh, John, you have to get this one, by the way, if you don't have it yet.
Oh, hell yeah, I do.
Yeah, that's awesome.
What I really want is a Mohawk Storm.
I gotta say
that would be cool. Like Morlock with the leather and the chains.
Yes.
But these are like it's like this side and that side. That's all I'm seeing.
Right.
So whether you know, I mean, it's not like. I guess going back to when you were saying in the beginning, though, are you a hypocrite or not? Because you do have slab books, but you got open toys. I guess the question ultimately becomes why. Why do you slab?
Why exactly? Why is it that you're slabbing? Correct. That goes back.
No, I mean seriously, why do you have slab books? Like just.
So there's several reasons why I have them. Obviously, there are definitely
don't
books
say the
that I want.
Don't say the I word. Don't say
don't
the I
don't
word.
say that.
Don't say me.
The I word. Investment.
No.
Oh fuck it.
The main reasons I buy books slabbed are either because I don't know this seller, I don't know who they are, and I can't look through the book because it's in Massachusetts or whatever. And I just want to know, and some way or other, it's not missing a coupon, it's not whatever. I can get it, and I feel somewhat secure. Obviously, there are shenanigans nowadays too. People are rigging that game, but I feel at least a little bit of security in what I'm getting. I may disagree on the grade. I may look at it and be like, that's way more than a 7. I've purchased 9/8 and looked at it and been like, that shit is fucked up. That is not a 9/8. But for me, there's definitely a security of what I'm buying is what I'm getting. And when you're buying from, I mean, obviously if I'm going to a trade show or a con, I'll flip it through. I can look at it. I can check it. I feel way more comfortable in live person. But when I'm buying off eBay, I'm buying off of, a seller that I don't know. There's a little security, especially when you're talking about a Silver Age Grail, something that you're like, that is a big book. I want to be at least secure in the knowledge that like, this is not like a fake married cover and it's, it's been taped together in the back and I can't see it,
I guess I could see that. I accept that.
And the other reason,
but the next step of that is once you receive said slab and it is confirmed
do I then open
whole and complete.
Right. Do I then double check and just be like,
it's time to free that bad boy and give it a read.
And so the other reason is just to like have something that's really valuable, better protected, and just be like locked down and secure. Obviously, I would love to read.
I'll let this guy handle the protection aspect.
Yeah, I know. But the bigger hypocrite for me, I don't have a single toy in a box. Not a single one. All of them are out. So now am I hypocritical because it's not like I'm half and half.
Right. Well, I do believe that a toy should be out of a box, but they are like with Paul, like you have that carded, that's something that, me personally, like I do have a lot of my Star Wars. Now that I remember, I just realized that I have a lot of my Star Wars stuff that are carded that are not out of the card. You know what I mean? They're still in the packaging. I have some of my Dragon Ball Z, I used to have up on the wall back in the 20s, when I was in my early 20s, I had Dragon Ball Z up in the packaging. And to be honest, they still are. And I didn't take them out because I just felt that it were easier to display with the packaging on the wall. It just made more sense to me,
And I know people that want to display their slabs the same way. They got this setup that they got,
right, with all the slabs and everything, just looks good to display. But like to me, that like that kind of toy, and well, then again, you got to take into consideration the packaging, right? Now we got to talk about packaging because now it was brought up.
The artwork,
right? We're talking about artwork. You know what I mean? Just look nice. Artwork. You don't want to ruin that cardboard paper. You know what I mean?
This is clearly made for dudes like us, right? With like that art, like because a kid is not going to care.
No, he don't give a shit about that.
I can't even tell. It's like a combination of like Burn and Cockrum Magneto
Right.
in there. But to us, we're like, oh, that's so cool. Look at Magneto. You know, it's like right out. It's like the splash page of X-Men 112. You know, it's just a cool. But so that's why I told you know what I just realized? This package is open a little bit.
Well, and at some point, like, are you really gonna ever play with it? Like,
exactly.
Right.
Am I gonna get out on the floor?
Play with toys anymore?
I'm probably not gonna. I use mine for like, you know, background decoration setup. I love just looking at. See, look at all the cool old school X-Men.
Right.
They're in the blue and gold. They look all badass.
I mean,
together.
As far as I go, I put them in combat positions. All my GI Joes are fighting each other.
Right.
You know, that's as far as it goes to playing with them. Oh, that nice foil there, bro.
I know that. You know what? This one is foily. Oh, and as they say in the toy game, right? It's not just being carded; it's unpunched.
Unpunched. Ooh, unpunched.
So, Pedro raises an interesting comment. You can actually you can slab the toy, right? You can encase the toy
the actual toy. Yes, you can.
Which would make me less of a hypocrite, because now it's like obviously like or make Paul less of a hypocrite, I should say, because he's not slabbed. That's just the item he purchased.
Right.
Encasing it in plastic would then be slabbing a toy, right? That would be what
that's true, right? Yeah, you're right. That's almost like a whole other level, like because they do grade toys, I believe.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. Yeah.
The AK or K, whatever it's called, something.
They do. As a matter of fact, being that y'all showing, I'll be right back. Let me go dig in my closet real quick. Let me see if I grab it. Just so there's full confirmation. You guys don't think I'm just talking shit over here. You know what I'm saying?
So good. I love Perry's comment. We got you. Yeah. If you can't tell it's fake, it doesn't even matter. Like, think about boobs. I just want to play with them.
It's one way of looking at it, I suppose.
I mean, John, I think that's the most offensive one of all, which is slabbing a video game. Because really what we're talking about is what is the original intent of the item, right? A comic is meant to be read, a toy is meant to be played with, a game is meant to be used and played. Like, are we defeating the original intent by whatever it is we're doing with encapsulation in this item?
An already open toy gets a purple label.
And that's the element of, are we nearing hypocrisy if we're saying slabbing a comic is bad because we're not able to read it, but is
what is going on here?
Toy in a box defeating its purpose?
I don't know. John just probably dropped some tremendous, profound things, but nobody could hear it. Yo, Morb, audio. I can't hear you.
There we go.
There you go. He's back. Oh, now he's muted. Oh, now he's back.
I'm back.
Yep. John is frozen. John got hit by Iceman.
Jesus Christ, what's going on?
I don't know, man.
We're trying to, bro. We're trying to. You know? So I guess let's continue with this conversation until John can get back. So here's some of the card and stuff.
Nice.
Dr. Giroux. You know what I mean? I still am a big DBZ head. Of course, we got the Majin Buu. You know, so these are still in the fucking packaging, man. You know? I got the Star Wars. Got the whole fucking set of this shit. Like I was like so fucking obsessed with this shit. Fucking sell. So, and then I got these that came out, the Star Wars Black Series, like what, 2 years ago?
Yeah, the Black Series shit is nice.
So look, still in the box, you know what I mean? It's still, so what does that make me, a hypocrite? You know?
So you're one bad day from like being a slabber, I guess. I don't know.
I know, right? I'm like, John, you're back. Hold on, we back, John.
I don't know what's going on.
What the hell?
Too many teenagers. I don't have enough internet for all the cell phones in this house.
I thought I was thinking it was going to be me. So it's please, right? I'm good.
How funny is that? We were all concerned.
But I was saying while you were gone, Morb, I was trying to say what is the original intent of the item? Because they were mentioning video games being slabbed, right? Like the point of a video game is to play it, but I'm going to put it in a slab. Now, what can I possibly do with this? Obviously, the original intent of a comic is to read it. And so when I put it in a case, I can't read it. And obviously the purpose of a toy would be to play with it. But when it's in a box or in a slab in a box, like I can't play with that.
Yeah. To me, it's at the end of the day, I would always say, a toy is meant to be played with, right? And I think that the best way to display something is outside of its box, of course. I'm gonna say that, regardless, even if I have these in there, it's just based on space. You know what I mean? If you don't have the space, I get it. You keep everything in a box until you have a basement that you could display everything, get all the figures out. I wish I could, but unfortunately I don't. So they stay in the box, they stay in the packaging, but I do feel that they should come out, but then again, it's like, people make good points. Like Paul, he said, what about the artwork, on something that's carded, like to me personally, like, there's nothing there. You know what I mean? To me, this is, I'll rip this shit apart and I would love to play, hold this Majin Buu and, fuck with it.
The old G.I. Joes, they used to have remember, I knew guys that would cut out the card. They had little indexes of all the little, code name info and all the biographies.
Hold on a second. I got you, bro. I got you.
Yeah. Yes, see? I had a little box of those, brother. For sure.
Awesome. I got stacks of these motherfuckers, man. I do like the rappers and shit. I'm like,
that's got to be your next song. You got to do a G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe index file cards, bro.
That's what I want to see. Don't do it, Snake Eyes.
Making it rain.
Snake Eyes rap is just silent. There's nothing.
Snake Eyes rap is just muted. It's just
Yeah, you got to do the roadblock.
Oh, roadblock.
He can drop rhymes, right?
He could drop some lyrics. Roadblock.
Yeah. Roadblock. He could rhyme.
Hell yeah! But yeah, it's just this topic, man. It's really finicky, bro. Because it goes anywhere, Because there's so many ways you could look at this. Like you have people that'll say, "No, I don't see the point in this." You know what I mean? What's the difference? Then you have people who will say, "No, it is a difference because." You're looking at two different, genres or aspects of collecting where one is meant to be, they would say, in a slab because you're protected at high value. And then the other one is a toy, and you also want to protect that or the opposite, or it needs to be out, like us, like we say with the slabs. I don't want to see no book slab, but, it just goes up and down. And I know you have your poll. I don't know if you want to show some of it right now. Or?
Right now, it looks like more people are saying they're very much the same, but it's like it's still very split. One of my buddies named Nick raised some of the points that Paul raised. He says, for my use, for his case where he stores his toys, he doesn't want to open the toys because he considers the box art as part of the toy for displaying purposes. He wants to be able to see all of that. He doesn't leave it in the box to preserve the condition. He just wants it to be displayed and be visual. The art is what he wants to see, right? Whereas when he slabs books, which he does rarely, he says he's doing it to preserve it longer and potentially as a way not to argue with someone if he ever wants to have to sell it later on. Those are his personal reasons, what he's doing with his toys and his things.
Okay.
Obviously, there's an investment side here, right? And I think we're towing around it because there are people that want to encapsulate their toys to sell or encapsulate their comics to sell. Or keep the toy in the box because mint on card is a thing, right?
Yeah, I think that's when it comes down to it overall, that's the majority of the consensus when it comes to keeping things encased. is based on value. You know what I mean? You want to just an investment, you know, and I think a lot of it has to do with that, of course, you know, but but then you have people like, I know a lot of this one gentleman, Retro, that he collects Transformers, you know, his collection is amazing, you know, but he has all the boxes, the toys in the boxes, but all the boxes already been open, all the toys already been pulled out. It's just easier for him to set all the boxes up, stacked up all over, you know, but he plays with them. He does videos with them, taking them out, playing with them, and then he puts them back in. So then you got guys like that, you know, where I feel like that's normally the way it is when you're dealing with boxes, you know what I mean? With something that's in a box, you know, but then you're looking at carded stuff, you know, and then now that changes the game. You know, it's like, all right, so if I rip this card out, I kind of like the card. I like the concept of the art on the card. And, you know, and then like you got mine that I don't give a shit, so I'll rip it out the card.
I'm cutting that card out.
There's no artwork on there for me to hold on to it to see any kind of value to that card, you know, in that sense of artwork wise, you know. So, you know, it's just, damn, this shit just goes anywhere, man, to be honest.
Well, and I know that we have talked to Paul a little bit too, just a second ago, about like, okay, it's in its box, but that's the original item. When I put it into a case, now I'm like slabbing it. Right now I'm like protecting it. Is it kind of like getting a comic slab and then you put a bag? I gotta buy the special bag to protect the plastic of the comic book slab, right? At what point?
I mean, there's guys that freak out.
Cases for cases.
We see people posting and freaking out about the slab itself. Not the book, not the grade, that there's like a scuff on the plastic of the, I mean, you know.
Right.
So, but I think the thing is like, so we saw, you know, when I go with my son, obviously a lot of the comic conventions, a lot of toy dealers there and people selling toys, you know, we saw this nice, it was like a OG Millennium Falcon in the box. See, something like that, I would consider the box is almost like part of it.
It's part of his
otherwise it's just like a loose toy, you know what I'm saying? There's really no comparable with like a comic. I guess like if it's like cover was missing, I mean, you know, it's kind of hard to make a complete like equal comparison. They're kind of different things, but like you were saying earlier,
similar, but they're not the same.
Yeah, when you were saying, like, you were breaking down how when you slab the toy, then you slab the comic, you know, then you slab the
you get the plastic to store the slab.
And it just made me think, like, you know what? So slabbing's just bad on all this. It's really no good for anything. The only purpose of it is essentially it's either A, it's about money, which primarily it is, or in some ways, you know, because you got the guys who are like fretting over, it's only a 9.4, I want a 9.6. It's kind of a measuring contest. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, so how can I differentiate? We all got X-Men 101s here. Right. Mine's a 9.6. Oh, you got a 9.2. Oh, mine's a 9.4. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? So we didn't need that back in the day. We was like, oh, you got it, I got it too. It's a great story. Did you read it? You know, and now it's like,
that's it. Done.
You know? So I don't know if toys would have like any equivalent. I guess probably would, right? Like someone, I got an original Luke Skywalker. He's
mint on card. No, hole's not. It's not. It's unpunched.
It's not punched, right?
Oh, he's the one that came with the orange lightsaber.
That whole concept of not punched is because you could sell it for a higher value. But if you're looking at the toy itself, you don't care if it's punched or not.
Exactly.
You don't give a shit. You know, you just want the damn toy because it brings you back to that, you know, whatever it is reason you want it for. But it's not for a value purpose, not for an investment. You know what I mean? And you know, I guess it's just that it's looking at it the same way how people look at comics in a sense. You know what I mean? Where what's the direction? What's your motivation of why you're getting this or why you have this? You know what I mean? I think that's
how do you enjoy this?
Right. Product? What is it? Right. What do you get out of it by having this? What is it that brings you the joy for having this? Is it the actual object itself, or what the object could bring you monetarily?
Is it a measuring device so that your social media can blow up?
Is it to gauge this item? Exactly. So like I see a lot of guys who do that as definitely a pissing contest when guys are, you know, they don't even collect comics in the sense, they just get the big keys. And then they keep repeating the big fucking keys every other fucking month. They just show you, you know, Avengers 1, FF1, you know, Thor 1, you know, X-Men 1, and they show you the whole shit.
They start
and then they rotate that because they only probably got like 2 long boxes worth of comics, and then that's their fucking shit. And they keep pulling that dick out every month. They keep whipping their dick out, like, look. And then you guys like us,
Webhead Wednesday. Here's my AF-15.
Right. Here it is. Every fucking Wednesday. And then you do it differently. You show it on this side.
I pose it with a different angle.
You go to this side. Here. You're fucking here. You know what I mean? It's like fucking idiots. You know, so and then we have that, you know, to deal with, you know, on top of everything else, you know. So you could throw that into the mix too, John. You know, the whole
kind of asked the question of the hour, right? Who are you keeping it mint for, though?
Oh, right.
Was it ever for you, or were you just holding on to its virginity for someone else?
Right, exactly. You know, where's that comment at? I gotta go find that.
It's back.
It's gone. It's back there. But yeah, it's you know,
I'm on it. I don't know how to make it come up. I guess I don't have that authority, but
yeah. Can people have that? John, you know, who else? Because I know you're a wrench. You guys are wrenches, but you cannot put up a comment.
Look like
no, we don't have that power.
Only the host has that.
Yeah, the stream. You have to have the StreamYard login for the
channel. Gotcha. Okay, yeah. So I mean, you know,
Old Wolf.
Yeah. Old Wolf. What's going on,
Tony, man?
What's going on, Wolf? Whipping their dicks outside is like a great time, man. You, goddamn it. Well, I mean, we were talking about pedals earlier in the fucking show, so I mean,
off the bat, we started
all
strong.
That shit in there.
Yeah,
and,
we started strong.
But you know what? At the end of the day, man, I think that, you know, collecting these toys and these comics and man, it's so like, you know, to me, it's like this. Okay, how can I explain this? The way I'm seeing it in my sense, in my point of view, being that I'm not a slabber, right? So I'm coming from that perspective, right?
Sure.
That's my perspective. I don't care for slabs. So it's the same thing, almost like I don't care for this to be inside of a box in that sense. But I also want the box because the box is part of that. The slab is not part of the comic. That's something
that's not the original,
right?
Purchase.
It doesn't
the original purchase,
right? So that to me is where that's the dividing line there, because the box is part of what makes that toy the toy.
Sure.
You know what I mean? When you look at it from that perspective, you know. And at the end of the day, man, you know, I'm gonna just throw this out there from the left. You know, I know Justin, he collects Legos and stuff like that, you know, and I know you guys are doing your thing. And like even Justin, you know, I wish he was here now, you know what I mean, that he could, you know, chime in on you know, on his collection with Legos and how he looked, because I'm wondering if he has stuff in his box, you know, or he has stuff.
I know that for me, like I've got the Legos that I've got and the Legos that I've built, like I keep only the biggest boxes, and then but I do store and keep all the instruction manuals, although like how to build, right? Because I might eventually want to rebuild it at some point, and it's easy to put all the pieces into a Ziploc
back into
and then I can put the instructions in there, and it's ready to go.
With Justin,
original, I can't store all those boxes.
Listen, Justin, with Justin, this guy got fucking a whole goddamn city. This motherfucker, you know, he probably got boxes that we don't even, he got stuff hidden that we probably have not fucking seen. You know what I mean? Like, Justin
somebody in the chat even joked, like, can I get I think it was a Big Daddy Ross was saying, like, can I get a Rivendell Lego set slabbed?
Slab, right? I
bet. Listen, that set's coming out this year. It's like $600. That's like
if he was getting. Would you about this? Would Justin get his stuff slabbed? His Lego slabs?
No, he wants to build that. He wants to build everything.
I don't know. I would love to ask him though.
I build everything. I take it out of the box. I build it. I protect my comics with my damn Mjolnir, man. That's what I beat people with this. That they try to take my
an hour. We're still an hour away, dude. We got an hour.
It's Omni X-Men, right? Oh, shit. Omni Thor, man. Lego Thor, man. Yeah, look, I think it's important to.
I can't even escape this guy when I go on Morb's channel. What the heck?
Open your Lego boxes so you can build the weaponry that you're going to use to protect your collection. That's my message.
There you go. Justin, would you slab your Legos? Would you slab any toy? Let us know. Would you slab a toy?
No, it sounds weird. I don't know. I see the one thing I think that I've seen done in terms of slabbing is like the pop figures. You know, they sell like the cases for that. And I have seen people get into that stuff, or, you know, that's a thing that people, you know, protect it like that. But even that, like I have all these, I've opened these before just to like display them, take pictures of them or whatever. I don't know. I can't get down to that minute detail of these items. I mean, it means something different to me though, personally. So, Yeah, I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see myself slabbing. Definitely not slabbing my Legos. I do have unopened boxes, but that's just because I haven't had time to build them yet. But that is happening.
Okay, okay. You see,
Lego City is happening. It's gonna happen.
It's going down. It's going down. 2023, Lego City.
Exactly.
You know, but no, Justin, I know, appreciate you stopping in real quick. I know you guys,
man. You were too friendly, man. I thought you were gonna lay down the law on me there.
I know, I was, man. You know what it was?
We stopped talking though.
I thought by this time on the show we would be at neck and neck at each other. You know, we'd be just fucking gunning. You know, but it didn't turn out that way. So I kind of had to like spice it up a little bit to kind of bring you in.
He wants more triggers.
Yeah,
John,
we've been triggering enough.
We've been
kind of shooting blanks tonight.
You know, I mean, I started the show off by calling these guys hypocrites, and they're like fine with it.
And I called it, John a pedo, and it's like, fuck, it still didn't go nowhere.
Doesn't faze me.
It didn't work.
Can I just say, Paul, I was crying laughing when it was just you and John kept skipping the entire time.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, this guy,
I was crying. I don't know how you were keeping it together, man.
He's like spitting out like the theory of relativity, but nobody.
I was gonna say, John's he's laying down like some deep thought here, you know. Like, we're never gonna know it. We're never gonna
profound statement, and nobody heard it.
You gotta encrypt that shit.
Yeah.
Oh, Tony says Toy Story 5.
Listen, but hey, just for the record, I'm not considering myself a hypocrite because I have these on the car. I mean, why would you open that?
That's beautiful, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm the opposite. I'm a hypocrite because I don't have any toys still in the box, but I have slabs.
Right.
Is it like loose toys?
No, you are a true hypocrite though. That's considered a real hypocrite. Where you at? Over here. There you go. Over here. No. But it's true. I mean, like, think about it, right? If you want to make that argument now, after I thought about it, it was like the card is part of that toy. That card came with that toy. You know what I mean? So you can associate that card with the toy. So if you don't take it out, do you get a pass?
Right.
You know what I mean? Is that a pass? Because it is associated with that toy and it is artwork, so.
Well, and isn't the real one of the real frustrations with slabbing the whole grading and subjectivity process where you're no longer is the grade subjective. Now it's this one person claiming objectivity and giving an item a grade. That doesn't happen with a toy in its box, right? That's just you determining its value. You have not had an outside individual grading it and giving it a score. That's just your item still. It's the original purchased item, right? Versus a slab comic, now you're trusting an individual or a corporation to tell you that this is of a certain value.
Well, can they grade a toy in a box? I'm assuming they could.
You can have a company encapsulate the toy and grade it and give it a score, just like a video game or whatever.
Conversely, I guess CGC will not grade a polybagged comic. You have to open it, I guess.
Yeah,
I think I heard about that
on occasion. They'll have to cut it.
Wow. Well, I know, like the Ultimate Fallout 4s, right? Something with those books. There was some production thing.
Yep.
The poly bag put some kind of line on the cover, and
I think with Statue or Rages, where Ragin is saying it's that's totally different. I think a statue is like if you leave a statue in a box, it's almost like buying a puzzle and not putting it together. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, fuck you bought a puzzle for, motherfucker. You just want to stare at the box, the cover of it, or how it looked when you put it together. Like, motherfucker, put it together. Like, that's how I see a statue, and I would be like, that I'll be like, no, that you gotta, come on, man. You bought the statue for the whole sake of the statue, of presenting a statue. You know what I mean? Like, the box is just what the statue came in. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not part of the, like you would take that card in, that is part of the action figure because you have the artwork on there. It's connected to the artwork.
But we're all collect. We would feel a certain type of way. Like when I bought this, right? These Bowen mini busts, they're all numbered. So this is one of 7,000. I bought it. It came in the box. I saw some on eBay, not with the box. And I was like, I mean, essentially I wanted this, not the box, but I was still hesitant to, to get it without the box. It felt incomplete to some degree, but Black Swamp Comics more. We got a question for you. He wants to know if you like your books raw, then why do you bother with bags and boards then? I mean, now come on. I mean,
who said that? Wait a minute. Who said that?
Let's not get extreme.
Black Swamp Comics.
Just not get extreme about it.
Come on. Now we get
like slabs, but I don't
we're getting silly now. That's like, come on.
You can take it out of the bag anytime you want.
Right. You can take it out the bag. The bag, I mean, they come with bags. Sometimes you got to change the bag because the original bag that's on there has been for 10 years. It's been from an original collector that you got to swap out the bag because, you know, it's going to damage the book. So you got to change that bag. So I don't think the bag has nothing to do with it because you could buy a pack of 50 bags and that it ain't going to change nothing to it. It doesn't change anything to the comic book. It doesn't add to it. It doesn't take away from the comic.
But I think that question has tones of like, which I get from a lot of slab guys. They assume because I don't like slabs. I think, Justin, you remember that comment.
That we want some beat
my stack of beat up books.
So
they take me not liking slabs to me.
Right.
Like, I guess, you know, I just like beat up.
You like readers.
Like,
you're into reader
nothing further from the truth. I like really
which is
nice,
hilarious because I have
grade
slabs and I have a ton of beat up comics.
I got plenty of beat up comics, but then what I do, I upgrade them. You know,
slabbers do tend to have that air of superiority about them, where they look down
9/8 white pages or nothing.
Yeah, they look down on your Chetty. They look down on your raw, you know, copies. You know, they basically like, you know.
You know, you gotta have it signed by fucking the editor,
somehow it's
the guy who built the fucking building of Marvel.
Somehow it's got eight signatures and it's
Here we go.
9/8.
How many signatures you got on that?
I couldn't hear you. The 9/8 white pages signed. What was it?
What was it? What?
That is a beauty. That is a beauty.
I'm sorry. I'm just getting ready for the show tonight. I got every single copy of this.
Every version.
I didn't realize there were 9 printings of that book. So clearly I got to get 6 more books.
Yes, sir. 9 fucking printings.
I don't
know, right?
9.
I have it in here. I have it in here. That's
you have it in there.
It's in there as well,
and on my iPad. Those are my only copies that I got. But that's all I need. That's all I need.
You know,
did you guys talk about the second topic tonight?
No, we haven't even got there. We just been.
I didn't know if I missed that.
Deep in this one. No.
So when I read it, I thought it was interesting and it related to this, which is the idea of original purpose of the object, right? Are you a reader? Are you a collector? Like it relates to this because, like, is the original purpose of the comic just to read it, or is there an allowance for just wanting to collect it? Right.
But
so, like, I got a few friends that really just want to read, and they buy a ton of omnis, they buy a ton of hardcovers, and they read. And every once in a while, they read about a character or they'll read an issue that they love, and then they'll buy that slab, and that goes into the collection because they love that book. They want to keep a copy of it and they store it. They don't want to sell it. It's not a resale thing. They just want to own it. But they are coming from a place of reading, but the collecting is like so far down the line for them, right? It's like 10th in line. I got to read. I want to get the hardcovers. I want to get the omnis. But every once in a while, I'll get a book that I read and I want that. I'm going to get that one. I'm not going to get the run. I don't have room to store all this stuff. I just want the one book and I'll get a slabbed copy.
Justin, what's your take on that?
Yeah, I mean, if we're just like cut and dry, reader versus collector, I mean, and this is what I was very curious about your 2 takes up top, especially on this, because I know you're adamant about both. But for me, if I had to choose one, it's reader, because I'm in it for the stories. I'm in it for the characters. I'm in it for the experience, and I'm in it for the emotion that I get from these books, these stories that I'm reading. And now granted, you know, and for you, most of you know me, like I'm newer to this hobby overall compared to the amount of time I've been on this earth. So, you know, it's not as nostalgic to me. So if I had to choose just between the two, I would absolutely prefer to read over collecting. Sure, I have a collection, but if I removed everything else and you just gave me an iPad, I would be very happy because I could still just have access to reading the stories and continue doing what I do. Like even on
I thought it was just because you were going to play Minecraft, but
everything else. Yeah. So I could just Minecraft all day.
Angry Birds.
But that you know what I mean? Like that. So to me, that's kind of the more the side that I look at it. Now, granted, like I said, if I read something and I just love the heck out of it, then I'm going to want a copy. Like the book that John was just holding up that we're going to break down tonight. Like that, I don't own a copy, but after reading it, this is my second time through reading it. Like I'm like, this is a must own. Like I have to have that in my collection. Again, that's a personal feel on splitting both ways. But if I had to choose one, if you told me, you know, Justin, you could have this, you could have an X-Men 1 slabbed for the rest of your life, or you could not, but you could read X-Men 1 and all the other issues. Like I would prefer to read them. That's the truth. Like that's how I weigh the two.
You see,
when it comes down to it.
Like to me, it's difficult. I'm pretty sure Paul feels the same way because we collect the books that we read. So it's like Yeah, we've been collecting for a long time. We've been reading a long time, so we have amassed a big collection based on what we've read. It's like everything on the wall, everything you see, I've read. You know, so it's like it's hard for me to say, well, I'm just a reader and I'm just a collector, because I feel like they're both synonymous with each other in that sense. So it's hard for me to pick and choose a side, because I felt like, well, they both mean the same thing to me. You know what I mean? So that's the concept that I'm looking at it from. I mean, it's hard for me to say, oh, I'm just a reader, because yeah, I read my books, but I collect my books. And then I go, and then one thing out of being a reader is I'm a completist. So it's like I have to have every book. Once I read something, it's like I fell in love with Hulk, right? I read my first Hulk and I was like, I gotta have every fucking Hulk. You know, and when I pick up a book, I make sure I spend some time to read it. You know, as soon as it comes in, I try to read it as soon as it comes in and get it out the way, because if not, it starts to stack up. Of course, we already know. You start to overwhelm yourself buying books, and eventually you never get to fucking read them. And then you got to stop, take a break, and then start reading your books so that you don't feel like a jackass. You know what I mean? I'm buying all these books and I don't even know what the fuck is in them, you know? So I get that, you know, but to me, I can't separate it, you know?
But that's like a natural progression, all right? Like you said, you were a reader, and then you became kind of a collector. I'm just curious, the guys who say they're a collector, maybe not a reader, then how did you become a collector? What made you, like,
what brought you into collecting?
I don't know. I just can't think of something. I'm not interested in Pokemon cards or whatever, just something. I don't buy them because I'm not interested in them. I know at some point they were hot and they were worth money and guys were flipping or whatever. Exactly. But they're not my thing. So I don't, like, I wouldn't say, maybe it's a poor analogy. I'm just saying, I don't know how you become a collector of something, especially if it's like a medium like comic books where you have to read them. If you don't read the books, then how do you become a collector?
I only know a few people that I think fall into that category. I feel like they're unicorns. Like I don't know that they really exist. Like,
right, exactly.
But like that are collectors but not readers. I think it's rare. I think, and usually, like you're saying, it's because they saw these characters in another. You know, I watched the animated X-Men series when I was a kid. I never read the books. And then I started like thinking, oh, they'd be fun to collect some of these key books from the, you know. They're reverse engineering it for sure.
See, I don't agree with that. I just don't agree with that statement.
Like, why would you start just randomly like, you know what? I like this X-Men cartoon, and they have a comic book. I'm just gonna buy them, but I'm not gonna read them.
I'm not gonna read them.
I enjoyed the cartoon with these characters. I could read about these characters with like some cool artwork, but I'm just not going to do it. I'm just going to collect them. It just, I sniff out the investor guy when I start hearing that kind of talk. It just makes
exactly if they ever decide to sell it. Otherwise, they're just like a hoarder, right? At that point. Justin,
I think
okay, real quick. So Wolf, he made a good point right here. A reader don't care about spine ticks.
That's not true.
I disagree. I totally disagree. You know what I mean? And it's because you're looking at people who enjoy reading their books, but at the same time, I want to make sure that my books are the cleanest books, because it's just a nitpicky factor. It's just a thing where I want to have the sharpest copy, because that sharp copy kind of brings me back to the original copy. You know what I mean? A lot of these books are originally from I picked them off the rack. So when I buy a book now, to compare it to what I have in my collections, like my collection is so minty that it's like, I can't add that to the collection. I can't put something beat up next to something that's so crispy. It's like, they got to match.
But I feel like that's a rare attitude. I think more often the quality of the book is a measuring contest.
No, you see, to me, it's like, no.
I'm saying your attitude is rare. I think more often people who want the nicer copy want it for, like, you see how nice mine looks? You see how crispy mine looks? Like there's definitely a measuring contest that goes with the quality.
Oh no, but don't get me wrong.
I agree with that. But
there is an aspect to that. There is an aspect to that, because you do want to have a clean copy, right? You want to have a sharp copy, but my sharp copy has nothing to do with value. I'm not running to CGC with it. I'm not, looking at it as, oh, I can make money off this. I just look at it as like, yes, this shit is so clean, so sharp, nice, minty. It looks great with the rest of my books. Amazing. I love it. I have a clean copy, and I can read it. And of course, and you're delicate with it. But I don't think that everybody who reads has, want beater copies. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I think that's general consensus, but I think you have, like you say, unicorns. You got two unicorns here. and fucking want them as minty as possible. And a lot of it comes with, the accolation. Don't get me wrong. It feels good when somebody says, damn, that's a crispy copy. Thank you, my brother, because you know what? I worked hard to find that motherfucker. I was hunting the fuck out of it. I got that motherfucker. You know what I mean? And now it matches the rest of my fucking crispy copies. You know what I mean? But no point in my mind do I look at that book and say, cha-ching. It never enters my mind.
Not a money thing, right? Yeah.
Make some money off this shit. Never.
But there can be a prestige thing to it.
I'm competing with this guy,
finance, right?
What the fuck? I'm fighting. It's a fight with this motherfucker.
But yeah, exactly. Because it could be
a friendly competition.
Show up in his face and be like, I saw that book you posted.
Oh, he definitely
really
does
nice
that.
with those 3 spine ticks. Check out my clean one, motherfucker, and be like, damn. And that's more like just teasing your friends and
readers
friends,
don't
right?
So readers don't hunt. Of course, readers hunt. You know what I mean? Readers hunt for books they want to read. You know what I mean? So I hunt for books I want to read, and they're better in a good condition.
And he just went hunting this past weekend.
What I like about Justin's question,
that's right. There we go.
It gets you thinking about like the future of you and this hobby, right? Can you see a point in time when you transition to more reading and less collecting, or more collecting and less reading? Can you predict? Because I think, to Justin's point, like, I can absolutely see a day when I am done collecting, but I'm still reading and buying and checking out omnis and things like that. And I'm just not out there hunting for books anymore. Instead, I'm just enjoying and reading them. Like, the reading will always be there.
Always.
But I might get to a place where I'm like, you know what? I don't have any more space. I don't need any more books. I feel good about where my collection is. Yeah. But reading is not going anywhere.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, Paul knows it. I have not bought a new book for over 10 months. I have not bought a new book because I don't feel I need to purchase a book. You know what I mean? At this point, I feel like, you know what? The books that I want, I'm going to get them, you know, when I want them. But right now I figured, you know, I'm going to step back a little bit, focus on my aquarium, focus on other things that I do. You know what I mean? I'm like, you know what? I don't have that desperation. It's not a competition for me. You know what I mean? I'm not there trying to.
You got out there like,
yeah,
gotta get some new books.
Gotta get the next
new books.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not there. You know what I mean? I'm okay. You know, but then of course there are times where, you know, Paul posts a book or one of you guys post a book, and I'm like, damn, I don't got that shit. Like, I really want that. And then of course you're like, man, I gotta hunt that down. You know, and it happens. But to be honest, I would say I have not purchased a book in over 9 months, and I don't feel like that obligation. You know what I mean? And I see it a lot, you know, because that's part of the, you know, the pissing contest on IG. Yeah, you know what I mean? Who got the highest grade and shit? You know what I mean?
I'm not a big fan of doing that kind of thing. Like, Justin gets a really great book, and I'm not like, I'm gonna run out and grab it.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not gonna do that.
I'm like, I found that $2 book, and John's like, oh, I got one.
I don't know what you're talking about. I would never do that.
I think one of the best
measuring contest at all. It's not about that.
You know what's the best? The best feeling is when you post a $5 book and that thing, and everybody's like, wow, fucking never seen that. That's amazing. Holy shit. Or that's an awesome book. That's a great story. And it's a $5 book. You know what I mean? And that's what I gun for. If y'all know me and my page, I post a lot of $5 books.
That's the pride of the hunt, right? Being like, I worked at this. I've been looking for this book forever. I scored the copy I wanted at the price I wanted to get it.
Mm-hmm. And that's what it's about. You know what I mean? But I think when people get misconstrued with that, where just because a book is or crispy or you're chasing a high quality book, you're chasing money, and it's not the way it works. You know what I mean? It's just being a nitpicky motherfucker that just, you know, it's the Virgo in me that I just fucking want my shit to look right. You know what I mean?
Well, how many times we say that? Man, I wish we weren't so fussy. You know what I mean?
If I wasn't, believe me,
extra shit I would have.
Believe me, you don't know how many times we said this. We would save so much money if we weren't so fucking picky. You know what I mean? We would save so much money if we weren't picky.
But that's an old mentality. I've been like this since the 80s.
Exactly. We've always. It's just a mindset that has been conditioned with my brother, who told me he'll punch me in my fucking neck if I fuck up the book. That's what he always told me. I'll punch you.
John froze in an interesting position now.
You know, John, you're
skipping. He's skipping.
Oh, he's back.
Good.
A little bit. My daughters must be using the internet again.
Oh, so what's going on?
My bad.
I had him in Club No Good real quick.
For real. I can't believe we have a big ass conversation about action figures. Y'all know nothing about them. Hello. Like, let's unbox some action figures. Talking about graded figures. Y'all know nothing about them. There's one right there. There's one right there.
Real quick, Steve, the only modern issues that I've been reading that is just like Ice Cream Man, you know, I'm sorry, not Ice Cream Man. God damn it. It just left my head. Modern? Well, I wouldn't say that modern because I think the Wolverine run is like, you know, it's not that really, I mean, this is crappy, but I haven't really been reading it. To be honest, I just been picking it up. You know, I stopped reading it a few issues, and I don't really read it. But as far as I only pick up Wolverine because it's Wolverine, you know, you got to pick it up, you know, but I'm not really reading it, to be honest. I started and I stopped and I dabbled with it. I let it go. The Hulk that came out, the Hulk that came out last year, I picked it up and stopped. But to be honest, like I said,
the Hulk was good, but that was
I just stick to, you know, mostly my bronze and silver right now. That's where I'm at. And like I said, I haven't picked up any, but when I do, that's where I'm going. I'm not really fucking with, unless it's a dope variant. Don't get me wrong. If I see a cool, nice cover, really cool cover of something, I might pick it up. You know, some X-Men, you know what I mean, or something Punisher.
I was reading a lot of Marvel until Marvel Now came out. Then it was just like,
yeah, exactly. So,
and they followed that up with all new Marvel, I believe, and that was even worse. So and then Hickman's like Fredo. He broke my heart. I thought he was gonna resurrect my beloved.
Oh, he's gonna bring it back.
Yeah, just I don't know. He just went in a
You're crazy, man. It's some of the best stuff. You're crazy.
Look at this guy. Look at this.
That's easy to say, Justin.
That's probably good stuff. It's just not X-Men.
Justin, is your last name LaRoque?
Yep. Wait, what'd you say?
Then you know what? I'm gonna get on you one day. I'm gonna get on you, and you know I'm gonna get on you, man. You came in this game too late with that last name, man. You should have been collecting since like 2 years old, bro.
My dad would agree with you. My dad would agree.
I bet he does. You know, we're gonna have
Justin's
that conversation.
Got a full run of like Web of Spider-Man. I bet a Marvel team up.
Bro, to this day, man, it fucking blows my mind.
I gotta ask. So I gotta ask one. Like, we're all talking about hypocrites here, right? Do you feel it's hypocritical to slab a toy and get graded toys, but not graded comics?
No, I wouldn't grade a toy.
No, that's a good question.
Go get a graded toy right now.
I don't see the concept in that.
Now, look at him. He's got it right there.
Yeah, of course he does. He grades his toy, and then he want to talk shit about slabs.
But the question is it hypocritical?
Look at it. Of course it's hypocritical. Look at that, you fucking hypocrite. What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck? Crack that shit, man.
Jesus,
what are you doing?
What are we doing?
Come on, so what the fuck?
This is actually a fragile toy.
You know what?
So what the hell I'm doing with it?
I'm done.
I don't know if I want to trade. I want to find somebody who's got it loose.
You have
I can
one.
sell
this right there. Just crack it and it's loose, motherfucker. What the fuck you talking about?
Go crack your Dragon Ball Z figures out.
Motherfucker, what you think I'm
brutal?
There you go. There you go. Here, I'll join you.
There you go. There you go. Let's go. Crack that motherfucker. Crack that motherfucker. Let's go. I'll do another one with you.
Not enough triggers around.
I'll take this one out.
Yeah, this is very entertaining.
This is not what I was hoping to have happen, but I'm loving it.
Oh man.
Let's go. There we go.
You know what?
I did too. Get another one. Get another one.
I gotta go downstairs.
Look at this. I have this beautiful thing. I'm gonna crack this open. I'm cracking it open.
Let's go. There you go. Crack that shit. Crack that shit. Hold on. Let me get on eBay real quick.
You know what?
Yeah, let you get on eBay.
Hold on, I'm gonna get.
Somehow this one started to get split open. I don't know if my son dropped it.
Buy another one.
You know what?
So you talked about. Is it different? Is it different collecting figures? Is it different collecting figures than grading books? There's one difference there that you all failed to recognize, which is figures come in packages. Comics don't come in slabs. Now,
it's
there's
part of
also
the original purchase, right? The original purchase item.
Right.
Yes, what we said earlier. Yeah.
There's also different layers to collecting action figures. I like all my action figures out of the box. I got all these Ghost Rider figures loose, and I got a whole nother set of them in the package. But there's a different layer to that. And one of the ones most people are commonly familiar with is Star Wars action figures. Yeah. Luke Saber with the long lightsaber, Luke Saber with the short lightsaber, but there's also Luke Skywalker with the short lightsaber in the long tray, so that it adds layers to the collecting. The variant package, Migos. Look at Migo collectors. They're very different nuances about the box. That's like variant covers, but you don't go to your comic shop on Wednesday and pick up CGC slabs. There's different parts of the package.
You're going to the wrong shop, so.
Right.
I keep seeing that Dr. Doom, Alex Ross villains cover.
I didn't even see you there. I just saw it real quick. I was like, "Who's underneath there?" Sorry, I didn't even know you was in
the house.
I'm over here reading comments.
So Saab just said that Luke Skywalker has a problem with his size, right? Because it's longer in some packages, shorter in some. And to go back to be serious, the condition of the package of a toy affects the price of the toy.
Sure.
Okay. Yes. So that's, I can see that. And slabbing, I'm just going to see what I said over here before. You slab something because you appreciate it and you want to preserve it. I mean, I go for me because of what I do. Now, if you want to get that 9.9 and you want to slab it and sell it, well, that's another story. But as a person who reads and collects, I want to get the book if it means something to me and friggin' slab it. So that's all I'm saying.
I feel like though, as a guy that likes raw books and who doesn't like slabs, when I hear someone say that, again, I'm not saying you mean it that way, but it sounds like you said I believe it's like something you cherish or enjoy, so you want to slab it. Meaning, I don't have slabs, so I must not enjoy my stuff. No, I'm not saying you meant it that way, but
no, I know. But
I know there are slab guys.
That is absolutely how he meant it. Come on, I'll speak for Tony.
Yep. All right, now here we go. Bottom line, I'm gonna put it out there real quick. Bottom line.
Oh yeah.
What you saying? I get what you all saying, but at the end of the day, I don't believe that slabbing is preserving because it's been proven that slabbing does not preserve your comic. It does deteriorate over time. Yeah, it is proven. So when people say they're preserving it, you got to understand that a slab has a number on it. That number equates to a value. That value equates to money. So to me, at the end of the day, that slab only is the holy concept of a slab is an investment. You want to protect your investment. Let's keep it 100. Let's keep it real. We're not on IG. We're on YouTube. This is my channel. So let's keep it fucking real. You know what I mean? It's about money. And the same thing goes like what you said, Wolf. The box to keep it intact also goes with money. But once again, if you buy that toy without the care of the money, you're gonna open the box. You're gonna like a lot of my boxes are beat up. You saw these right here. They're all beat up because they're thrown in boxes. It's not a money thing to me. It's more of owning it, of knowing I have it.
So John, what did you just show a little while, just a few seconds ago?
A Lego box.
Rip it open.
This it's not mine, it's Charlie's. She got the Batman. She wants the tumbler. She wants to build the Batmobile tumbler.
There you go. Yeah. Okay. So this is my son's. Okay. I could have bought the gosh darn book and then leave it on a shelf someplace getting dust, right? I could have. Right. This, he built it on his own, and it works with the phone, the whole 9 yards, and now it's collecting dust. But he enjoyed the idea of building it, and that's a toy, okay? For him, this is a toy, and he enjoyed it. He's now 18. When he built this, he was younger. We're all friggin' older. We're all friggin' old. We all probably have, a lot of us have kids. A lot of us don't. We don't buy toys anymore. We collect toys now. Okay, we don't buy shit to play with, except Justin.
No.
You know,
except Justin.
Speak for yourself,
and JD and John.
Exactly.
And
exactly. Look, I got my toy. But we collect toys.
You're just mad because we're all going to each other's houses after this. We're playing toys.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't come. I don't care if you got toys. You ain't coming.
We'll tag
Even if you do use the right tape.
I went to somebody's houses. I went to somebody's house this weekend. John Big Daddy.
Yeah.
He didn't let you sleep over though, did he?
On that one.
He let you sleep over?
I wouldn't because he didn't have a sleeping bag built for two, and I felt bad because his wife was upstairs. So like so I didn't sleep over. I want to take a moment. Screw these guys. You got great taste in tape. If you ever want to just hang out and talk tape,
here we go.
Exactly. Scotch tape is king.
Oh, you another contractor who does painting with the blue tape?
Who's that?
Well, you saying he has great taste in tape. Don't you like the blue? Oh, you don't like the blue tape.
He doesn't.
I hate the blue tape.
Yeah,
I hate blue tape.
Blue tape guy. Well, who is the blue tape guy?
I have blue tape.
John, Big John. I love Big John, but he's a blue tape guy.
Justin got this shit.
John right here.
Justin, friendship over.
Justin, you know what, Justin? I gotta talk to your lady.
Scotch tape.
Get out of here, John.
Blue tape.
Get out of here, John.
Duct tape. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I didn't have any Scotch tape, so I'll use the painted tape. Oh shit! I don't have any painted tape. I'm going to use some duct tape. That's what it is. Scotch tape is this far away from duct tape, where blue tape is right on top of it. That's what it is. It's like Scotch tape was made for comic books because it looks clean. It looks clean. You don't see it. Whatever. You put blue tape on it. It looks like
I don't even look at the
care. You don't care. You just put some whatever tape is on there.
Like Cody's reasoning.
Check out the tape.
I don't want to see it. I don't want to see the tape.
You can't see it. You can't see it.
Right, yeah, let's see the back.
Turn around.
This is what matters.
Turn around.
Oh, the back matters.
Turn around.
Why the hell are you looking at the back of a fucking comic book?
Look. Oh, there you go.
That's
Look at John. I love John. Don't get me wrong. I love John.
What kind of an asshole is spending their time looking at the back of the comic book?
Stingy he was on that tape. Oh my God.
Cody,
listen. You gotta be
Christ.
seriously mental.
How much time are you spending
Judge
at these things?
Judge me,
John. You tear that tape off with your teeth.
Not my tape.
Like,
I lick it.
you tear it off with your teeth. You can't get a straight piece of tape.
No shit. You know, he found a piece of
fucking envelopes.
He took his teeth. He went, that's just enough to get a corner.
Right there. I got you, baby.
Yeah.
Oh,
see?
man. Oh, God. Yeah, I think we definitely have to have this conversation again, man. We have to have another episode just based on tape. You know?
There's your tape.
There you go. You guys,
There's your tape.
I mean,
you're garbage.
Oh, get out of here. Get out of here.
Oh, man.
You want to reuse?
Thank you, JD.
There you go,
Thank
JD.
you,
That's
JD.
it right there.
My man.
You got the tape.
My man.
Michael, next
I
time.
love how
That's
JD
that's
got on
it.
the show.
Does anybody use putty?
Look, I just got the
JD came
fancy
with something to
roller.
say.
Look, I got a fancy roller. You pull it out, and you go like, "Oh, look at that! Look at that! That's
Yeah,
fancy."
I just permanently seal my book. I don't even bother with tape at all. I just fucking one and done, baby. One and done. That's it. Read it, seal it.
That's
goodbye.
it.
That's it. My great
Wait, hold on.
see that.
So, if you're putting glue on there, is that a poor man's slab?
That is you know what? I like that. That is a poor man's slab. That you know what? That reminds me of a poor man's copyright when I used to do music. Where you take the copyright and you mail it back to yourself. You mail it back to yourself. That's a poor man's copyright. I used to do that. I like that. I like that.
I knew I have a shot near me where they melt it.
Paul, I'm a
They
slabber.
just melt and seal.
I'm a slabber, Paul.
Do you
I
get the
think our
stick?
friendship is over.
Is it the same way if you get the stick and you stick across the thing and you put it?
You see, you melt it and seal it.
Isn't that what you do with weed
Nigel
in a
says this is
cellophane
an
bag?
entertaining conversation.
Yes, Nigel. Appreciate you, brother, man. Wish you was here, man. Wish you was. Safe travels, brother. I know. Safe travels.
Yes, sir.
We
Brother,
haven't
stay
even
on
let
planes,
JD have a
man.
chance to talk yet. I think.
No, I
JB, what's good, brother?
What's up, brother? First time. I'm super happy I could make it.
Paul,
Steve put a question. So if you had 2 of those figures, would you open one?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I only have one. And I
He just opened it.
I'm screwed now. I gotta go on eBay and buy another one.
Well, that answers your question.
Will I be buying another one that the packaging wasn't? This one was half open, to be honest. I kind of cheated. If it wasn't, if it wasn't already falling out of the bubble,
hey,
I
you could have fucking glued it back, buddy.
No, man. I
Paul, you should CGC that back.
That back is.
Don't give them any fucking ideas. Don't give slabbers any ideas. I'm sure they do grade the fucking card back.
Comic Tom is watching right now.
Yeah,
that's it. It's over.
Just to squeeze another nickel out of a fucking.
That's it.
To answer that question, Steve, I did exactly that. I bought every single Ghost Rider action figure, pulled it off the card, and then bought a complete second set of all the same action figures to leave them on the card.
That's freaking hilarious. That's awesome.
Because I didn't know. I ran out of stuff to collect, and I didn't know. Do I want it on the card? Do I want it off the card? I have no idea.
See,
I love it.
I love what he just said. I ran out of stuff to collect. That's what happens when you're dedicated to one character. It's like, but when you're like us that loves every fucking character, it's like it never fucking run out.
I wish.
No, if you really get desperate, you get these like six for like a couple of dollars at Walmart or something at Target. They're washable school glue sticks. You can put it along the back of the envelope. Back of the bag, and you put it down nice, and it in case you they don't drip anywhere, and you just put them in the drawer.
And so instead of having to look at that ugly blue tape, you have to look at this weird purple fucking stripe.
No, it dries clear.
You're right. It dries clear.
No, it does dry clear.
You should know that, John. You're a teacher.
What is the stain you got there on the back of your
disappearing purple, John. Disappearing purple.
Disappeared purple, John. You should know that.
Now, I will say,
you should know that.
I don't know if Paul was just holding up a clear backer board book, but
So
if you're doing a clear backer board, I would never put blue painter's tape on that.
Oh fuck no!
Because the whole point is I want to see the back.
Right. You want to see the back of
board.
I don't. You know what? I wish they had clear backs for like treasuries.
Yeah.
Or like a lot of the the Marvel team ups and a lot of these books that have like back covers. I wish especially for treasury, because the treasury back covers are fucking insane. They're I would say 85% of the time they're better than the front cover.
It's just
shout out to you, Morb, too. You've been posting a ton of great Marvel team up books lately, and I've been like, God, I forgot how great the artwork is in some of these books. Dude.
It's amazing, right? Like the Treasury today, it was all a team up.
Gil Kane, man, Gil Kane slaying it.
Amazing. That was just an amazing fucking run right there, man. Yeah, so that's an example right there where I wish they had like big clear backs for fucking treasuries, bro, because I would definitely not put no blue tape, no shipping tape, no duct tape, none of that shit. And I'm guilty of it. I'm not gonna lie. We've done it in the clinch. You're in the pinch. You know what I mean? You don't have scotch tape. You don't. I see a piece of duct tape there, motherfucker. I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
You take your ass to the store and you go get some tape.
I'm doing it.
So you've Michael's convinced me. I'm gonna just start like
blue tape, duct tape.
Whatever the fuck it takes, bro. I'm a soldier. I'm gonna do whatever it takes. No, but one thing I fucking guys tell me.
Lick it and stick it.
The one thing I don't do is resealables that are on the actual tab, not the back.
This show, man.
On the tab.
I use the ones that are on the back.
That are on the back. That I have a lot of resealables, but on the tab, fuck you, whoever invented that shit. Because I lost so many fucking books like that it totally like it just the fucking tab comes right back while you're pulling it out and it's fucking done.
Okay.
You know how many amazing Spider-Mans I had to fucking replace because of that? As a young kid, I fucking forgot and it was like pop. I was like, fucking throwing that shit.
They had those when you were young?
Well, not as a kid. When I say kid, I mean younger,
Did Old Wolf just shame somebody's age? I love it.
He did shame my age as a kid.
Your name has old in
it. Hey. All right, calm down. Fucking 10 years ago, I was a kid, all right? And now I'm not. Right?
Yeah, 10 years ago,
You're still a kid, Morb.
I'm still in my head, man, right here.
You're still a kid.
Yeah, I got some grays right here. That's some grays.
Yeah, no, it's sad. If I think 10 years ago I was still in my 40s, that's sad.
10 years ago I was 39, man.
Really?
So next week it's going to be old
I'm knocking off
Morbius,
50.
old back to
I'm not
back,
as young
old
as I
John.
look. Not as young as I look. I didn't get this shit because I'm fucking rich.
It's like Indiana Jones.
This was 35 years of fucking collecting.
Are you saying next year
comic relief is
turning
going to be
50?
colon relief, right? Because we're so old and we have to, you know.
No, one thing actually I told this to Paul yesterday. I'm not saying that no more. I'm not saying about old because words manifest destiny. The words we say is what we become. So I'm like, you know what? I'm getting younger. I'm just gonna keep saying that because every time we keep saying that, we're getting old. We're getting old. You know what? You're actually gonna start getting old. You're feeling old. You start acting old.
Is that what they say on the back of the dye? You put it on your beard.
I was gonna say
the dye that you buy to do your beard, so it's black.
I also do my hair too.
Okay, is that what it says in the back of the box?
Yeah, that's what it says.
The more you say
I was
about
gonna
it,
say, you know, I keep telling my beard we're not fucking old, but he's not listening. So
I say the same shit to my balls, and they just keep lowering. I'm about to hit the fucking water, bro.
Dude, you're making teeth. I'm
like an inch away from the fucking water, bro.
Understand? The older
Why
you get,
is that? Why do our balls gotta hang fucking low?
You're making
Morbius.
Morbius.
No goddamn sense, man. What
time is it? Oh, I gotta.
You're making Morbius teeth. That's how it is, man.
It is late.
The only problem is you're not playing with action figures like the rest of us.
You know,
that's what's up.
They're collectibles. They're collectibles. They're not action figures. They're collectibles.
So at the end of the day, this is.
That looked like action to me.
a lot of X-Men related characters here, I'm noticing.
So the age at his age, that's all the action he's getting. That is that.
Everybody's pulling out there. Look at you guys. Man. I don't
know.
Hold on. Where's mine?
That zombie cap.
Is that all two of them?
Tony, that is dope. A dead man and a Dr. Fate. What?
Yeah.
That's cool. Who are those guys?
Okay, so I know exactly, but I just want to say because of Cajun,
this is Frieza. It's Frieza.
Nice.
But no,
Spawn. Yeah.
Nice.
We're doing Legos now.
Look, we're doing Legos. You know what I mean?
Let's see some Ghost Rider Lego. Michael.
Let's see some.
You
said you got them all, right?
Yeah.
Right, motherfucker.
Hold on, I'm going through them.
Where they at? You know what I'm saying? But guys, I know you guys got your show coming up. I'm the X-Men. Please, anybody who's here, make sure y'all go watch the show. I'm gonna be in there hanging out with these guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna hang.
You know, we gotta cut this
nice,
off. We could keep going. Trust me, we could keep doing this shit for like another 3 hours. But
I'm ready.
We got people who gotta eat, gotta feed their children. We gotta pay rent. You know, we got shows to do. So we gotta stop here. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you, everybody. Paul, John, Justin, appreciate you for stopping in real quick. So JD, appreciate you guys, man. I love this. I really wish I would like more of this. You know what I mean? Because I think this is what it's about right here.
Well, you don't invite me, so that's
motherfucker. I invite everybody every day when I say the link is in the chat. Open discussion. Come on, whenever you fucking want.
It always says anyone but Tony.
Anyone but fucking Tony. The link is in the motherfucking chat, guys. You know what I'm saying? I can't put it any simpler than that. But once again, man, thanks everybody. I appreciate you guys for coming on, man. And once again, this was an amazing episode. And you know what? Slabbing toys and boxes. Hey, who knows, man? It could go so many ways with it. And right about now, I'm thinking, you know, we're not hypocrites. Nobody's a hypocrite here. Nobody on the show is a hypocrite. Everyone else is. We out of here. Peace.
Oh, I love